Guys, it is time for a new comic book day pull list. March 31st is the day we're looking at, Wednesday. There's some great books coming out. We're going to look at them. These are the new releases for March 31st, guys. As always, you can check this out at comicbookinvest.com. The article will drop Tuesday mornings. As I usually drop this on Monday, so you get a little bit of head start. There's some interesting books, and there's some really big books. If you go after these big books, they should be ones that you can quickly flip. So let's check these out. So as always, here's the article. I have some write-ups that I'm going to do. Let's just sort of jump in and look at some of these books. There's 4 big books that have first appearances in them. First book I want to talk about is this Shay Crafter. Shay Crafter, I usually don't drop Image or Boom first books, but this time I'm dropping it in here because it is already been optioned. So from what I understand, Netflix already has a deal. I'm not sure how far along they are, but before FOC, this was already optioned. So check it out. I would pick up a copy, maybe even 2, just to hold on to. I don't know how many stores realize that, oh shoot, and they up their orders. I know there are some store variants floating out there, so you might want to check some of those out as well. And I think one sold out pretty quickly because it was announced. The book came out almost like the same day the Netflix announcement came out, so people all jumped on grabbing the cover. Is a pretty good cover too, but I think I've seen a couple more still sitting out there that you can pick up. So definitely check out Shay Crafter. I think there's an A, a B, and a blank variant. They're all just, there is no incentive. This is from Image. Guys, Marvel Silk, there's a new character. Not quite sure if it's going to be first or cameo. Saya Ishii. It's issue number 1. There's some gorgeous one. There's a 1 for 100 of Ji Hong Lee. I definitely would check it out. We'll look at it down below. But there's some weird, they're pulling in some artists from Asian countries, so there's some pretty cool designs that aren't normal for Marvel Comics, so that might be worth picking up if that artist ever becomes the next Peach Momoko or Rose Besh or something like that. Then you also see here the Avengers Curse of the Man-Thing. There's a new bad guy in here called the Harrower. I have no clue about this Avengers Curse of the Man-Thing, why they're pushing Man-Thing, but check it out if you want to. And then finally, the Power Rangers Unlimited. Once again, I don't normally put this type of book in here. This is the origins of this new sort of Ninja Power Ranger Astronomina. But the main reason this one is a one-shot. Boom is going into this one-shot thing where they're going to do these little side stories off the main Rangers. They're going to focus on some of these other ones that they're introducing. And different guys are getting to create. I know Frank Gogel's writing the next one shot that's going to come out, who he's Suburban Job. We'll talk about some of his book later on. So definitely give it a look. I think that's her on the cover there down the bottom. And check it out. And then, of course, you have variants. Let's look at some of them. Up here at the top, you got the Curse of the Man-Thing. There is a 1 for 10 design variant. I think this is Harrow. It is Harrow on the cover. I've seen 2 different images for this. I pulled this one from Midtown. I'm not sure if this is the correct image. I feel like it is. I know Key Collector has it as being the same cover, just a black background. Not sure which one it is. Then you got Beta Ray Bill. I'm not sure if it's a 1-shot or like a 3-shot issue. This is the 1 for 100 Stegman cover. None of them really jump out at me as far as covers go. To be honest, the Beta Ray Bill covers that came out back in 2010, 2011 for whatever series that was, be the ones I would go for if you're going to bet on Beta Ray. But they maybe have something that's tied to the movies. Next to that, you have the crossover at 5. There's a 1 for 5 and a 1 for 10. The covers are sideways. Reminds me of that book Barrier. I'm not sure if that's what they're going for with the crossover. Then you have a Marvel Action, the IDW. This is Spider-Man. This is the 1 for 10. Don't know anything about it. A lot of times those can sometimes jump in value, but they have to. I'm not sure if this is a cool enough cover for that. The 2 big winners for the week. If you're gonna spend your money, here's where you spend it. Black Cat number 4. This is a 1 for 25 Adam Hughes cover. The second this image got released, this went from being a $25 book to $50 to $75 book. It's sitting there between double and triple ratio. It might drop down, but how many stores would have 25 copies of Black Cat number 4? Black Cat is not especially given this is her second series in a matter of 2 years. She has not been a high seller, so I'm not sure. But this cover alone of some stores that know Adam Hughes sells, this would be one to bet on. And then beside it, you had the Frison 1 for 50 for the Power Rangers book. This is the second this image got released. It went from a $50 book to $100. I'm right now seeing it selling between $100 and $150. There aren't a lot of sales. A lot of people, I'm not sure if this image was available before Power Rangers. So I'm hearing that this might have been under ordered. I don't know that for a fact. So this might be a book that would be one to grab and hold on to if you can find it. I don't know how many stores buy the 50 issues, but Power Rangers somehow still has 100, one for 100s and one for 50s almost every time the Power Rangers book come out. So stores do buy that many, but I feel like it's just the big market ones. Below it, there's the 1 for 25 Power Rangers book. I do like that one. This is let me look at it again. I gotta be able to pronounce the name correctly. Riccardi. This is a Riccardi's cover right here. It's he's sort of the new artist that some people really like. I've seen a couple of covers I really like by him, so I'll pick him up. I have to ask, with this cover here, have you guys ever heard about Swamp Thing number 11? They got pulled because of suggestive tentacles. Just going to say that. This is the incentive for Sea of Sorrow. Think about that for a moment. Look at this picture. Maybe, maybe not. Now let's go into Silk. This is the 1 for 100 Ji Hong Lee. There is a regular trade dress for B cover of this. And then next to it, you have Witchblood. This from Vault Comics. There's a one. This is the 1 for 15. There's also, I think, a 1 for 30. It actually might be, a 1 for 30. And then I think there's a foil as well. So those Vault ones are always fun. They very seldom have huge aftermarket value. So I'd be cautious with it. The series, the one I actually might go for is down here. So guys, this is my Just For Me section. It's sort of interesting. There's books here that I'm not actually probably going to pick up, but I want to mention them here just because they're books that are going to be interesting for some of you. First one here, you see the Avengers Man-Thing Webhead variant. Patrick Gleason originally had only planned on doing 3, but he ended up doing this one. I'm not sure why. Doesn't interest me at all. But if you were trying to create a set of these Webhead variants, here it is for you. You're welcome to try to pick it up. It's just a B cover or C cover. It's not the one I would go after. I'd go after either the A cover because of first appearance, or I'd go after the 1 for 10 design variant that we looked at earlier. Then this one right here is Cult of Dracula. This is Shannon Mayer. If you like Shannon Mayer's style, here's one that you don't have to pay store exclusive prices for. This is just a B cover. I don't think it's an incentive at all. It's just a cover you can pick up if your store is going to sell Cult of Dracula. I sort of have affinity for Cult of Dracula because it was written by someone who is local to Tennessee, a store up in Knoxville, I believe. So this was originally published by Second Sight. So if you have seen these books on your shelf before, that is why. Their Source Point just sort of said, hey, we'll do it. We're a bigger label. We'll get it out there for you. Dead Inkins, speaking of Source Point, this is Frank Gogol. I mentioned him earlier because he's doing those Power Ranger one-shots. It's not the one that came out this week. He's not writing the one that came out this week. I think he's writing the one that comes out in 2 weeks from now. But Frank Gogol here, he's writing Dead Inkins. This is where he sort of got recognized for. This is the Suburban Job, the second little series. It's a pretty good read. There's a Ryan Kincaid 1 for 5 variant you can pick up as well. Department of Truth. This is 7. This book was 6 came out the week the option news got announced. 7 comes out, and like 6 or 7 store exclusives. Go back to my Department of Truth cover guide. I'm going to drop in the new covers in it. This is the B cover. This is Tyler Boss, who wrote Four Kids Walking the Bank. Wrote and illustrated. He's illustrating this one, still written by James Tynion. 6 and 7 are like one-off stories from the main arc. Martin Simmons will come back for the next issue. So if you want to check these out, definitely do. I've ordered probably 2 or 3 different store exclusives, and I do plan on picking up these. The stories are just fun, and some of these store exclusives are just great. I've only put one Jen Bartel, Women of Marvel. There's 3 or 4 coming out this week. I like this one. I have no clue. This character's Kashala's connection to Ghost Rider, but it is a pretty fun cover. Jen Bartel's doing a great job with these covers. It'd be a really nice set to have. if you that's something that you collect. I've gotten to where I don't really pick up Marvel theme variants very much anymore because there's not a lot of resale value. So it's more about how much you like them. Nuclear Family. This is issue 2. First issue was great. People really liked it. It's a good cover. Worth checking out. Aftershocks had a couple of good series here lately. This is Shay Crafter. I talked about that all the way. This is the B cover. This is from Jock. I'm a big Jock fan, so I will probably try to pick up this cover when I go to the store, or pick up cover A and B, maybe even C, just with the option news. Just see how many my store has on the shelf. Shadow Service, guys. I got the interview. Kevin Scott. Shoot, it's been a couple of months now. This is issue 6 is finally coming out. The first 5 issues was a great arc. He was super excited about starting the next one. He's been, if you follow him on Instagram, he's been talking about there's an A and a B cover for this. It's a fun read. He's the guy who's writing Star Wars High Republic right now. So pick the book up, give it a read. It's MI6 and Demons. So it's MI666. I like it. It's a fun book to read. I will probably be picking this up. I think it's even on my pull list. Last run. This is a second print. I really like this cover. This is a great cover. It's a second print. I will try to pick it up. I have picked up. I still don't understand why the first appearance of April and Casey's kid has gotten no love. Even yes, it might be her under the mask. I think it is in the first issue. But why has not, like, when you find out the revelation that it's their kid in the book, you get to meet her in her face uncovered. Why does this book not have more aftermarket value? When I was talking about Witchblood, Vault does a bunch of variants for their first issues. This is a homage. Hopefully you recognize this, Dazzler. I'll probably pick this up. I do sort of enjoy some of they did Voltron for Giga, and they did El Rey, I can't remember which one that was. The Hollow Heart, they had one for that. Yeah, just some fun homage variants. And then Warcorns out. I'm a fan. I picked up 1 and 2 and 3. I've got in my pull list. It's Garrett Gunn, just craziness of psycho war veteran people who are unicorns. It's the Warcorns. If you haven't checked out, it's just a fun book to read. It's just goofy and fun, and Garrett is out of the army, and he actually sort of based some of these characters off of people he went to boot camp with. So that makes it even more fun for him. So guys, this is the list of the books I like. As you can tell, I have a lot more books I like than necessarily will pick up. And as always, guys, check out the Pressable Defects as they do they take this list and they give it their spin, and they do a great follow-up, and they talk about these books. So this is the list. This is comicbookinvest.com. Thank you for watching, for reading, and all those different things.